Hello friends, welcome back to my third session for failover cluster. So in this session we'll be working on adding a 2016 box to the cluster, and then we'll be upgrading the cluster functional level, and we'll be like we will drain the role on a 2012 box, and we'll evict a node from the cluster. That is, we will remove the server 2012 server from the cluster, and then we will upgrade the function level of the cluster to 2016 when all 2012 R2 servers are removed. So these are steps we are going to do it. So before we don't have an option, but from 2016, Windows 2016, a new feature like cluster OS rolling upgrade is added. The administrator can upgrade the cluster nodes operating system from 2012 to 2016 without stopping the services. So this new feature helps to avoid downtime penalties against SLAs. So cluster OS role upgrade is now a new feature of Windows 2016 that allows you to upgrade the operating system of the cluster nodes from 2012 to 2016 without downtime. So before you do it, we need to backup cluster database, backup workload data if you have any backup software available. So you need to take the backups, then check if CUA is applying upgrades to cluster. So then you need to pass the node, drain the roles, then evict 2012 R2 server from the cluster. So then if it is a physical box and you want to upgrade to 2016, once you remove the server from the cluster, just format the complete server and install 2016, and again you can add back to the new 2016 cluster. So we'll be following these steps. So like we are following this cheat sheet from the beginning. So we have two 2012 R2 boxes on which we already created a cluster and created a database instance which is running on it. So let me show you just a overview. So we have two 2000 R2 boxes, and we already installed SQLs on this, and we have provisioned instance which is called SQL prod DB, which is already running. So we saw this in our previous videos. So now we have Windows 2016 new box with IP. So I already added it to the domain, disabled firewall, like provided IP, assign static IP, and installed failover cluster service on the server, installed .NET Framework 3.5. So these steps are already done on my 2016 as well as 2019 box. So in this video we will upgrade like from 2012 R2 to 2016. My all machines are virtual machines. So once we move the instance to 2016 or to 2016, uh, I will upgrade the function level of the cluster, and I will be removing this 2012 R2 servers one at a time, and we will be decommissioning that servers. So we are not going to do any OS upgrade on that because these are virtual machines. So here we are done till installation, like step 5. So we'll go with step 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So till from step 6 to steps 10, sorry, step 10 we will do it in this video. So let's see, we'll go to our, this is our 2016 box. Sorry, this is 2012 box. So where is our 2016? Okay, we didn't connect it at all. So let's see our cheat sheet. It's 63 is the IP of the server. Oh, it's there. So we already connected. So failover cluster is already installed on this. So what we'll do is we'll go to any of the box. So this is our cluster name. Just right click on the cluster and click on add node. So we need to give the server name here. So let's take the server name. So it will ask for you want to validate the tests also. We click next. So this is all like basic thing, like whatever the wizard you are going to run, you will must be the local administrator. We already using our SQL admin, which is a local admin, and just click next. So here it's asking for all tests, which is recommended, but when you are going for when you are going to add a 2016 box, uh, I recommend to go for only run only test. I select, because in my testing, when I select run all tests and when I select storage also, like what happens is it will disconnect the like db instance, and if it is in production, you will yeah, like it will be in production impact. So the till the test is completed, when the disk validation happens, that db instance won't be available. So I recommend to go for test. I select and exclude storage and click next. So these are all the tests it's going to conduct when you click next. So when you click next, test will begin, but you will be able to see one error saying that all three nodes are not same level, and it will list what are the OSs existing on the existing, and you'll be able to see two or 2012 R2 boxes and one 2016 boxes. 2016 box, which is a known thing. So we'll just proceed for next step once the test is completed. So test is in progress now, so it will take a couple of minutes. You need to wait. So you are able to see this operating system version showing as red. Okay, so we are able to see that testing has completed. For the test you have selected, one or more tests indicate that the configuration is not suitable for clustering. So if you see the report, what is that causing problem? That is system configuration, which is like operating system showing as red, where we are able to see three, two 2012 R2 and one 2016. So one more thing, like this mixed mode is available from 2012 R2. If you use 2012 server, then it won't work. So just keep in mind that minimum is 2012 R2 for this. So we can click finish and proceed. So click next, then I think okay, cancel it. Okay, so Okay, so we run the test. Now what we're going to do is like we are not we are not running the validation reports because it's not allowing us. So to make sure that everything is okay, we run the test and we are good there. So now we are going to add the 2016 box to the cluster. Finish. So now we are able to see that 2016 is added and it's a member of the cluster. So when you go to 2016 box, close it and open it again. But thing is, okay, so here what we need to understand is like uh, we need to check the functional level of the cluster, and once you move the resource to 2016 box, we will remove the two 2012 boxes from this. So to check the functional level, we'll use the PowerShell command. Sorry, PowerShell. So run as administrator, and if you see here, like we did cluster fl star. So here these are all the like details of the cluster which we are able to see. So like if you see here, once we upgrade the cluster functional level, we'll be also able to see the here see the like version of the this thing. So but to know the functional level, like we need to run this command get cluster select function level. So this works only in 2016, starting 2016. If you run the same command on Windows 2012 box, what happens is it will run, but it will give the blank. You don't see anything there. It's just you can't see what is the version. It's blank here. So if you go to same 2016 and if you run it, you'll be able to see the version. So as we have Windows 2012 R2, the functional level is 8. So when we upgrade the functional level to 2016, like after that we'll be able to see the version is 9. So now what we'll do is we will move the roles to our new 2016 box. Okay, so hmm. Oh, so yeah, I missed one step. That is, I need to install SQL, which I didn't done it. We missed it. So yeah, let's go to that step. So that is the reason we should follow this. So here uh, we have added the server to the failover cluster. We need to go for step 7. Okay, so let's go for step 7. So let me show you something when you try to install uh, when you try to add the node to the instance. What happens, like, are you able to do it, or you see any errors? That we will see now. So what is that we need to do to overcome that? So this is an important step. I'm sorry, I just forgot. So here again, add node to the SQL cluster server. So if you do it from GUI, what happens, that I will show you, and what is the fix we need to do it. Click next, do all the defaults. So checking will be done. Click next. So if you see here, the checklist, this is failed. So what it says is MSCS cluster validation verification errors failed. The cluster either has not been verified, or there are errors or failures in the validation report. So they are asking us to refer this KB number. So when you put it in the Google, and when you verify, when you try to check the for that one, we will get some recommendations like we need to skip the validation and proceed. So this is what we are going to do using from the setup where it is. Like if you see here, like this is what found on the site, and even when you put that KB, you will get the same. So validation has to be skipped to overcome this issue. So as we have a mixed environment, we are getting this, so we'll just do it. So here, like the when we are going for third command. If you receive the validation failure when you add a node to the existing failover cluster installation, run the command on each node that is being added. So whatever you're going to add, we need to run this command, so that it will skip the verification. So we'll do that now. So yeah, we need to close it, we don't have option. So again, we will see the same setup will come up. So go to command prompt and run as administrator. Then you need to know where the installation exists, that is on D drive. Okay, so we'll go to D drive and we'll run the command. So once you run the command, again the setup will pop up, bypassing the installation, bypassing the validation. So this time it bypassed it, so we are not seeing the error. So click next. This is a very critical important step. Most of the time we'll stuck up here, but we have the command which will help us to take it to next level. So now it is getting joined to the instance. So as it is, whatever is there, we'll go for defaults. So we need to provide the password. Okay, now we are good to proceed for install. So I will pause the video and get back to you guys when the installation is done. Okay guys, installation is completed, and 2016 box, new 2016 box is added to our instance, like prod SQL prod DB instance. We'll click close and see what's going on with it. Let's close it and reopen it. Okay, so now you see it here, all are online and it's on 2012 R2 server. So before like all these I already added the quorum disk and cluster disk where the SQL DB Pro DB exists. So just a file. So now we will try to move it now as it's part of cluster. So select the node and we'll select it and try to move it. So let's see what happens. So you're able to see that all resources came online like dependent resources, and now we're able to see that SQL prod DB instance is running on 2016 box. So our our migration is somehow completed here, but next step is to decommission the 2012 boxes from this instance. So before that we need to go to nodes. So here we are able to see this. So right click and so we have like we need to first remove the role, then we need to remove the server. So we are going to do two steps here. So one is like go to pass and drain roles. Then after that we will be going to more actions and we will evict the node. Okay, so on the 2012 one box we'll do it first. So we'll do one at a time. So we'll drain the role. So it is passed now. So once it is done we will go to actions and we'll stop, we will evict the node. So it will ask, are you sure you want to do it? Evicting a node can cause problems if a cluster role requires this node. Before evicting the node, check whether you need to reconfigure cluster roles to functional outside a cluster. Click yes, and when you click X, so it will be gone from this list. So that is gone. So next is our node 2, 2012 node 2. We will do that also. So even like I just initiated a ping to my resource prod SQL prod DB, which is a pinging, right? So we don't have any issues as it's on third node 2016 box. We'll go for removing this. We'll drain roles. So it is done. Our next step is to go to actions and evict the node. Same thing, click yes. So this will also be gone. So now it's a single node now. So when you see here so now roles are running on 2016 box without any issue and still it's pinging. So our next step is to like now it is in mixed mode, that is 2012 and 2016. Though we have removed, it will be in mixed mode. So we should not run the cluster in mixed mode for a while. So it's like a 4 weeks. So once if you run it for a long period, you will get hell lot of problems. That's what mentioned in the Microsoft documentation. So once you decided that everything works fine, you add another 2016 box to this and everything works fine, then you can upgrade the functional level. Till that time still it's in mixed mode, you can add 2012 boxes to this cluster and you can roll back till you upgrade the mixed mode. So now we don't have any 2012 boxes and we feel like we don't have any issues. We will go for upgrade. For that we'll go to PowerShell, run as administrator. So we'll run the command first, the the one which is you run it to see the functional level. So it's already on 8, but still we'll do it. So it's on 8. Now we'll run the command upgrade cluster functional level. This is the command we need to run to upgrade the level. So once you do it, it will ask you really do want to do it, so you cannot undo this operation, so make sure that and press yes. Once this is done, functional level now upgraded, and you are able to see the cluster functional level as 9. Okay, so you'll also check get cluster. Okay, so if you check this, previously when you run this command we didn't saw this functional upgrade version 8. See, cluster functional level is 9, cluster upgrade version is 8, that is from 8 to 9 it is upgraded. So everything looks fine here. So what we'll do is we'll just uh, turn off our Windows 2012 boxes. If you see here, you just close it and open it one more time. You don't see anything in the cluster, it's empty. So just turn off as this part is like the role of the servers is done. That is nothing but we are just decommissioning the servers. So same with this also, just go here and shut down the server. Okay, so still we are pinging the resource. So yeah, that's all guys. So in our next video we will upgrade from 2016 to 2019. So thanks for watching. I hope this video is informative for you guys. If you like the video, please click like. If you are the first time user, please subscribe, and if you don't like, you can click unlike, and you can also let me know why you didn't like it, so that I can make the videos in a better way in future. And any comments or suggestions, please reach out to me on bstudentblog@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.